Well, good morning, folks, and welcome back to the farm. I say good morning, but it's not that good of a morning, actually. Not only is it professionally winter, yes, it's a minus 7 million degrees Celsius, but our whole household is turned inside out sick. Oh, we're like puking, shitting. It's not good, not good. But the show must go on, so to speak. So you can see I got all the winter gear right down to the ski pants, and I never do that. But I'm gonna run out here, burn some garbage, and then I gotta go get all the animals fed. Extra rations for everybody today, just to keep everybody warm. I can hear the overhead radiant heater in the shop just giving her. It's pretty well insulated, but in spots it's not. And unfortunately, there's one spot right in the back corner in the bathroom where the pump house is. It's not overly well insulated. Of course, once the tin's on, it's a little harder to go back and change that. But every year when it gets down to about this temperature, we start having some issues in there. So traditionally what I've been doing over the last 5-6 years is to have a little oscillating space heater in the back that just kind of blows warm air towards the VFD and the pump manifold and all the hoses and everything like that, and the piping. But I'm pretty concerned that eventually that's going to fail, and fail catastrophically, aka shop will burn down. Can't have that. So last night what I did is I come in here and I run heat trace. That's the other reason I don't want the space heater going, is because we keep all our potatoes in here. But I run heat trace all the way from the toilet up over top of the old shower, across the manifold, and even out to the outside tap, because that's the other thing that's a challenge, is keeping that outside tap defrosted. So hopefully that solves a lot of our winter issues. So if you watched yesterday's video, you'll know our big stand-up deep freeze here suffered from identity crisis. We thought it was a deep freeze, it thought it was a cupboard, and so anyways, thankfully got it out the door and saved all of this food, because I mean there's probably 20 chickens in here, and a whole bunch of pork and lamb and all kinds of stuff, right? So not something that you really want to see all go in the garbage. But you get a new one and it comes with all kinds. So I'm gonna try and save this cardboard. There's a huge piece of cardboard here. You never know when it's even butchering day. We use lots of cardboard just for cutting up chickens and stuff like that. But I gotta get rid of all the styrofoam and the plastic and the strapping, and I'm gonna get rid of this big Christmas tree box too, because we put that in a bag. Although that wasn't. I don't know if that was the solution or not. I used to take 3 trips down the stairs to get all the stuff down. Now I do it in one, but I thunder my back at the same time. So it's I don't know if it's a solution or not. But anyways, I'll get some tidying up done here. So now that it's super cold out here, I'm actually having quite the time forking hay off that bale. So earlier in the I call it late fall, because it was just so beautiful, my brother-in-law suggested maybe just take a chainsaw and try and cut it up like a piece of cheesecake. And it didn't really work very well. I think I showed you that in that video that one time. But now that bale is actually frozen quite hard, I'm thinking there is a chance that it may actually just work. So I'm gonna go get the chainsaw again, since I'm freezing my butt off anyways. I might as well do that. Give it a shot. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. At least I can say I tried it twice. But if it does work, that's gonna save me a pile of back-breaking work here later in the week. So with it being so cold, and it's going to be colder, it's going to be minus 38 towards the end of the week here. I'm going to have the back door of the barn open. Just let the sheep come in, get out of the elements a little bit. It's probably not going to be a whole pile warmer in here per se, but it'll be warmer than it is outside, and certainly out of the wind, and that's going to make a big difference for them. So like I said last night, I was in the washroom here, where our pump house is right up against this outside exterior wall, which, if you know anything about anything, you don't ever put a pump house water lines and all that jazz against exterior walls. I didn't know that then. I know that now. I'm much smarter than I used to be. But anyways, this tap always used to freeze up about minus 10. And when the sun would hit the side of it, you get in a warmer day, minus 10 or warmer, it would defrost. But if you get any colder, minus 10, that valve is done. You'd have to get the hair dryer or the heat gun or a little heater or something and put it on there. So I run heat trace in there last night. We're just gonna have a look Oh yeah. I love it. That's gonna make my life so much easier. Well, I just tried the chainsaw again. I didn't film it because, well, I needed both hands. And I gotta say, it actually worked remarkably well now that the bale is completely frozen. But unfortunately, the saw is all, you can see how loose the chain is now. And up inside the guard is all bung dried up. So much so that it actually won't even engage. So I'm gonna go open everything up, clean it all out, and put the saw away. But I did actually I got a purchase point into that bale, so I can actually fork hay off now, or silage. And so we're ahead of the game. So I got the chainsaw tore apart here, and I think I've got myself into a rather expensive how-to video for a future episode. But anyways, the clutch on the side was like hot, like really, really hot and kind of tight. So I'm thinking I'm going to reassemble, after I've cleaned everything out here, I'm going to reassemble it and see if I can get this thing working properly again. But if not, I may actually have accidentally, through my own curiosity, actually thundered the clutch on that chainsaw. I don't know what that costs, or I don't know what it takes to replace that. Probably not too terrible much, I wouldn't think. But may have to purchase a new one and replace it. But we'll get it all put back together here and see if it still runs or not. So needless to say, I might have actually cooked the clutch in that chainsaw. So in principle, it works. But how many clutches do you want to change in your chainsaw over the course of the winter? So that just solidifies my thought that when it hits -20, the bale's just got to go out to the field and they're just going to have to pick through it on their own. All right, well, I tore the old chainsaw apart. I say the old chainsaw. It's actually a fairly new chainsaw. I just bought it this summer, actually. And I tore it all apart and figured out what was going on. I didn't toast the clutch or nothing like that. But it definitely is under oiling. So a little bit of research on the internet leads me to find out that apparently the MS291 that still makes is notorious for under oiling. And the bar and the chain and the clutch and everything notoriously get too hot. So cleaned everything out, got everything going again, and then now it's just puking oil. Like, it's puking oil everywhere but on the bar. It's actually dripping out underneath, and now I got some on my finger. That's fantastic. So I'm thinking I probably have a blown O-ring or maybe a crack in that plastic. It's just a plastic little fitting where everything comes in off the oil pump. So I'm not done tearing this thing apart. It's going to come back apart again, I guess, and do a little bit more troubleshooting when it's not. Well, it's now close to 10 o'clock at night. So I'm just going to call it a night and go to bed and come back and deal with this another day. But I know that the part I thought I toasted, I didn't toast. And the reason it was getting hot wasn't because I was going through the silage bales. It was actually because there's probably something that maybe should be a warranty issue or a recall or something like that that clearly isn't going to happen. But still, I'm just going to have to fix it myself. Anyways, on that note, I'm going to head in for the night and get some shut-eye. So I'll let you go for now. Hope you have a fantastic evening. We'll see you tomorrow.